get into Sea of Fortune. Somewhere between the shores of France and England, this critical battlefield is the stage for a clash of enemy fleets. This idyllic setting will soon be shattered by the thunder of guns and flash of explosions, as only one fleet can be victorious. This is Sea of Fortune. Sea of Fortune is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the extreme left, B is in the center, and C is on the far right. The A cap is surrounded by islands, but offers virtually no cover within the cap itself. The aforementioned islands provide plenty of places for friendly radar cruisers to conceal themselves, making aggressive destroyer plays into the cap early in the game very risky and frequently suicidal. A narrow passage past the picturesque castle links Cap A and Cap B in the center. There are only 4 ways in and out of the B cap, 1 in each cardinal direction, and no cover inside. The islands near the cap are commonly used as shelter by defending cruisers, who find themselves in turn the primary targets of enemy battleships. Cap C is possibly the easiest cap for destroyers to contest, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous. Wide open to the north and south with a connecting passage to Cap B to the west, ships caught on the cap by enemy radar have nowhere to hide and must vacate the cap or be destroyed. Control of Sea of Fortune can swing very quickly because of how close the capture points are to one another, and the narrow gap between A and B makes defending one cap from the other almost trivial. Teams that allow the action to shift from a north-south axis to an east-west one may find they have an uphill battle to climb. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Sea of Fortune.
Though there's some clicking over on the A side, so I'm wondering if they're trying to go AC.
Well, let's have a look here. I know you've been reading off to your team here while my intro video was playing, but you guys have gone full America over there. There is one lone French ship in that deny lineup, and everything else screams strong American steel. Midway, double Montana, double Des Moines, double Worcester, Gearing, and the lone Henri.
It's basically a no-fly zone around every ship except
pretty
for the
much.
Henri.
Over here, BYF has opted for more of a mixed bag, going Hakuryu, Montana, Yamato, double Des Moines, Hindenburg, Zhao, our second Stalingrad of the day, and a lone Grozavoy.
Yep, and this is exciting because we get to see a Grozavoy come out and play.
Groz is still really good, and I think this is, I'm trying to remember, she didn't have the heal. I think they added the heal to her over the summer, so this is the first time that we've had a destroyer with a heal available in King of the Sea.
Which means 07 is now going to run 6 destroyers.
Oh, I can't wait to see what those guys do if they go back to that Grozavoy comp. I mean, it really worked that time they ran with the Midway, right? But we'll have to see. Now, once again, we're seeing Hakuryu versus Midway, and we'll have to see how these two carriers decide to play off that balance, because it's challenging.
Can you imagine what those finals would have been like if 07 had that heal on the Grozavoys?
Oh wow, it would have been interesting. I don't know that it would have changed anything. I mean, there's no way to know, but it would have been interesting to say the least. BYF
Worcester just took a chunk.
BYF going for a heavy sea push here. Yamato, Montana, Stalingrad, Des Moines, and Grozavoy, all either basically most of their team is on the eastern half of the map. A lone Hindenburg and a Zhao are headed way over to the 2-3 line to either do some kiting or some delaying over in that direction.
Here we can see the problem with carriers when you're not used to playing carriers in competitive. This Worcester Wobble Bomber is basically insta-spotted and insta-dead. He's down to 11k hits now, or health point now. He's been just whacked after whacked after whacked after whacked. Because he's used to clan battles.
He's spotted again.
He's used to being in that situation. Well, yeah, at this point, the carrier's going to dive in, ensure the spotting, ensure the kill, which makes perfect sense. But he's operating under clan battles rules, which it just doesn't work that way in King of the Sea.
Well,
nice dodge, though.
Those shots all came in, and not very few of them connected. The Stalingrad landed an overpin, and everybody else who fired at him missed. Flat out missed.
Yep. More Stalingrad shells coming in.
Just a couple.
Regardless, though, he's out of the game. I mean, even if he survives, he's out of the game.
He essentially has to run now. He'll be 6 minutes trying to heal.
Nope.
Oh, nope. Yamato gets him from astern, and Wobble Bomber becomes the first casualty of the game here, as the BYF Grozavoy boldly moves into C essentially already out of the radar range of the other Wooster that they know is hovering down here on the edge of the B cap.
Yep, and he already got chunked. That other Wooster has already been whacked by the Stalingrad. It's basically they're like, oh well, hey, that Wooster's gone. Let's beat up on the next one.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that smiles a little bit, and it warms my heart to see Woosters getting thumped. So I understand why people play her. She's an excellent ship, but it doesn't break my heart to see her getting wrecked. Yes, I'm biased. Get over it.
The Gearing is popping defensive fire, trying to help his midway teammate with killing the fighters, but it's just not happening. Why? Because the Grozovoy popped defensive fire on the other side, possibly with the assistance of the Stalingrad.
Now, I gotta say, I'm a little surprised to see the BYF Stalingrad pushed as far up as he is. I mean, look where this guy is.
Well, he's got a Montana covering his butt, and I think that's really important. You've got the Des Moines in a position to sweep around and cover a flank as well. If the Stalingrad needs to go bow in, he's got help in the neighborhood. Meanwhile, by doing this, he's completely denying the Henri from doing what I said the Henri needed to do, which is to get on the flank. So the Stalingrad's position is beautiful. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I think the problem with the Gearing is now, what do? Do you sit in the smoke? Oh, he just took a airdrop torp.
Yes, he did.
If you sit in the smoke, then that can happen. Also, you deny your team from any vision. You have no idea where the Stalingrad is now. You have no idea where the Montana is. You don't know if the Des Moines is pulled up. The Stalingrad's got radar. When's the Stalingrad going to radar? All these kinds of things you just don't know about because you've completely denied vision and because your midway has nothing over there to spot. Now here comes shells, so obviously radar has been popped.
Well, the BYF push over here along the 9-10 line looking very solid right now. Grozovoy moving in C, rotating to B, backed up by a Des Moines. Des Moines looks like he's going to edge into the very top end of B as well. Stalingrad is turning out, but they've obviously got the Gearing here locked up on radar.
Yep. And I mean, the Stalingrad, that's the right choice because what else can he do? If he pushes up too far, he's going to take torps. And the Montana
wipes him off the board. 2 quick kills here for BYF. We're not even halfway through the match, and they have nearly a 300-point lead here on Sea of Fortune.
One thing I've been meaning to mention, we just haven't had a chance to yet, is that Boomsticks MyU has been typing in text chat and responding. So I don't know if he's using voice chat, I don't know if he's listening or even able to speak. That's a significant drawback to him playing right now. He doesn't have the ability to communicate as quickly as he probably needs to.
Well, the deny forces over on the 1-2 line have not been idle. They've taken a bunch of damage, but they have finally managed to bag the A-cap. We saw the Zao land a couple of really good torps on this Montana earlier, and Panther 4801 continuing to burn. Oh, just put it out, or the fire expired, one or the other. But he is taking
back on.
Yeah, he's just taking a tremendous amount of HP loss. And they've just now managed to bag A. That stems the bleeding a little bit, but they're 300 points down. Aggressive incursion now, moving into this gap between B and A.
Yeah, and that's way too aggressive of an incursion, because you're just gonna watch him just get chunked by 2 Des Moines.
Yeah,
that can just.
I can't imagine that he's gonna last very long in this position.
Notice how he's only able to use the front 2 turrets, and the Des Moines they're using, well, their front 2 and all of them. So.
I mean, he's holding the points back, but he's going to give up a ton of health for very little gain because at the end of the day, they're still going to own the cap, and he'll have just coughed up a boatload of health. There, Des Moines finally lands some citadels as Incursion gets back behind cover and out of spotting.
Yeah, Incursion was turning, and he shouldn't have. But the big thing is that this is what's called a favorable trade in terms of damage, because Incursion basically took all the damage, and BYF took none.
Yep.
Grozovoy sensing blood now, as well as the Hakuryu player.
Well, and now that Des Moines 6 is backed up by Yamato, this is going to end so badly for these cruisers. Yeah, Deny is making, I won't say they're making a classic mistake, but they're definitely making a mistake in my mind. Trying to push from B to A on this map, or one way or the other, is virtually impossible, especially when you're at a ship disadvantage, right? They're down 2 ships already. They're about to be down 2 more. You cannot make this push undergunned like that.
Yep.
Boomsticks Mayu is about to be out. He'll die momentarily. It's just a matter of time now.
Yep. Matter of fact, I thought we were going to see dual cruisers dying.
Almost. I mean, he's healing, but the heal's only going to get him so far. There he goes. BYF now on well over almost a 600-point lead here as we approach the halfway mark of the match. This looks to be over for Deny.
Meanwhile, Deny, I mean, unfortunately, their flank that went to the 10 line looked like they had no idea what to do. And instead of pushing up that
turned
flank
around
when
and
they
went
realized
back.
the Montana, they've done the typical clan battle meme, which is collapsing on the people that you already have alive. You can't do that.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. They were in a great position to keep swinging and pushing the crap out of that Henri and Montana, and they just kind of turned around and went back. Now, it's going to work out for them because they were up ships, but I am a little surprised to see it.
Yes. And I mean that what I would have liked to have seen the Henri and the Wrathcraft here, the Montana do, is wait till they get unspotted and stealth up, and then turn around and go back up the 9-10 line. You'll have a little bit of surprise that way. And American ships say no to everything but one lone torpedo.
One lone torpedo. Yeah, I mean, even the Stalingrad could have kept pushing almost by himself against what he had down there. I mean, if the Montana went with him, I would have liked it better. I mean, because a Stalingrad pushing into a Montana may not be the best thing in the world, but at this point, all BYF has to do is just sit here and hold B and dare them to do something about it. Purely Pedantic's Des Moines is about to be out. There he goes.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
I mean, at this point, that's just a frustration move. That's just let's just get this over with and get back to our Sunday.
Deny had picked up a kill. They had closed the gap a little bit, but they just gave it right back up as they're continuing to dump. BYF continuing to pour fire into Panthers Montana.
Yep, and the Zhao I want to mention, Moon2 took a really bad hit. He was at 4K hit points for a little bit from the torpedo bombers, but there was absolutely no follow through.
Nothing to keep pressuring him, yeah.
Yep. Well, it's going to be interesting. We've gotten a little preview, at least, of one of the teams that we're going to watch, and it'll be interesting to see what happens against Adopt. And are these guys going to be able to, pull back from this, strategize a little bit, think about what went wrong, and make some changes?
Well, we'll see. The game will be over momentarily if nothing else changes, and I suspect they'll pick up another kill somewhere along the way. Panther still looks like he's going to be out very, very shortly, burning and shells continuing to fall.
Yeah, I really thought the Yamato Z-Plus was going to get him in this game.
I thought the Yamato shells were going to get him as well, but they didn't, so that's all right. Another kill goes up, and this game will be over in mere seconds here as BYF is going to claim this game here and the match here in round 1.
Yep, Chicken Thai got whacked in the Henri from the, I'm guessing the Montana or the Yamato. Probably the Montana. Doesn't matter. Game over. All right, so if you look at